Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. As Lani confronts Jerry and Steve locates Whitley, who intends to leave town with Abe, suspicions grow. On today's episode of Days of Our Lives, Lani pays a visit to Jerry, John, and Steve focus on Whitley, and suspicions grow on the date of Abe's funeral. In addition, Marlena confronts Kristen, and Abe begins to see strange things. Steve tells Kayla over the phone that he will pick her up for the funeral while donning a black suit. John approaches in a related dispute. Steve inquires as to the status of his grandchild. They don't know where Kristen took her, but it is certain that she has her, according to John. While John tells Steve about his reoccurring dream about Abe, Steve goes and buys them coffee. Marlena discovers Brady, dressed in a black suit, distributing flyers about a missing Rachel in the square as she makes her way to the church. Since they both know where she is, in his opinion, there is no point. Marlena stops him as he starts to head for the DeMira mansion. Instead, she prefers to speak with Kristen since she has experience seeing lies and encouraging others to be open with her. Kristen walks down the staircase of the DeMira estate wearing a tight-fitting green dress. She tells Rachel not to answer the door or text her friends. Lani approaches the door wearing a black shirt and matching leggings. Kristen envelops her in her arms. Lani shares her worry for Rachel as they sit in the living room. Kristen portrays a concerned mother. Lani squints, unsure if she's telling the truth. Channel is sitting with her sobbing mother at the flat. Channel appreciates the friend Abe was to them both. After so many years without one, she got a father once more. As they comfort one another, Channel starts to cry. Paulina requests that Channel pick up pictures from the Johnsons when Theo arrives. While Abe is lounging on the couch wearing a plaid robe, Whitley offers him breakfast. He angrily tells her that she is not his wife when she addresses herself as Paulina. Whitley gets ready to clear up his perplexity by using a syringe. When Abe attempts to object, Whitley slaps him. John claims that as he sits at Steve's kitchen table, Abe seems to be reaching out and pleading for assistance. They decide to start over because the evidence doesn't add up. Steve takes out a binder and examines Whitley's declaration. Whitley hasn't taken a day off from work in 15 years, Steve reports, with the exception of the time her spouse passed away. Then, it seems strange to John that she became ill and left early on the day Abe vanished. Steve gives Chanel a box of pictures when she stops by. The men offer their condolences, which makes Channel envious of how considerate everyone has been. Even Abe's nurse came by to check on Paulina. Channel admits that Whitley was a member of Abe's campaign staff and was present in the park when Abe and Paulina were weed when John and Steve interrogate her. Black Patch decide they must examine closer at Nurse Whitley once Channel departs. Jerry visits Whitley's and is alarmed by Abe's drowsiness. He is pushed into the hallway as she explains that she drugged him as a result of his having seen Jerry on Body and Soul. Jerry believes that her insane plan has outgrown itself. Whitley asserts that she is the only person who can love Abe and care for him. Jerry is horrified that Abe's family is inconsolable when he is standing right in front of them. Not for long, according to Whitley. She is taking Abe with her as she departs from Salem. Jerry stands to gain significantly if he also departs. Lani mentions their time spent in the convent at the estate, reminding Kristen of the 10th commandment. You may not testify falsely against a neighbor. Alternatively stated, bitch, don't lie to your best friend. Rachel won't be there, Kristen assures. She is urged by Lani to find a legal means of visiting her daughter. Kristen is aware that Lani knows what it's like to have her children taken away from her. Kristen is reminded by Lani that Brady also misses his daughter. And after Kristen left, Brady became Rachel's entire universe. She implores Kristen, who is crying, to consider it. At home, Paulina tells Theo that she understands how challenging giving Abe's eulogy will be for him. He requests permission to test it out on her. Before the funeral, she would enjoy the opportunity to let all of her emotions out. Theo requests to hug her even though he typically dislikes doing so when he is angry. She envelops him. Theo reads the speech in which he compliments Paulina for how amazing she was and continues to be for Abe. He closes by saying, "I'll look after her, Dad. I'm serious." Paulina takes a tissue and gives Theo another embrace. Whitley goes back to Abe, who is aware that Jerry is not his child. Paulina switches on his narrative while she is gone so that his Pine View pals may keep him company. She pledges that they will begin a brand new life together when she returns. "He's not Theo," repeats Abe groggily. "He is not my child." Theo, Channel, Paulina, and Lani congregate outside following the funeral. Whitley wasn't present, Paulina observes, but Theo claims to have seen Jerry in the church's back. Lani makes the decision to stay until Paulina is ready to depart. She assures Rafe, nevertheless, that she will arrive in time for him to take her back to jail. When Lani is by herself, she recalls meeting a nervous Jerry. She turns around with a look of awareness on her face and walks away. Since Marlena knows Kristen wouldn't have opened the front door for her, she enters through the hidden demurrer door. "Where is her grandchild?" she queries. Kristen isn't claiming to know Rachel's location, so if she did, she would demand payment. From the hospital, Steve phones John. Kayla was recently returned to work by him. He will check to see whether Whitley is working and speak with her then. Whitley approaches, unsure of his motivation for approaching her. He inquires as to what Avi said to her just before he vanished. Whitley is rushing because she has given her statement. She needs to speak with Kayla about resigning. Steve asks while his eyes narrow. Abi's watching Body and Soul as Jerry's character tells Lauren Koslow's Lorna that he is sick of the act. Kyle is not him. Abe, who is struggling to keep his eyes open, replies, "You're not Theo either." Later on in the program, Lorna welcomes a drugged Abe who is dressed in the same plaid robe. The real Abe bobbles his head and seems to be lost in thought. As Lani knocks on Jerry's door, he rushes to pack. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.